solo foods, your two favorite desserts or whatever, or what you like, wine, okay, wine and freaking cookies or something,
Yeah.
brownies and ice cream, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's a healthy diet right there that'll hold you down for life and not just a dieting phase.
I love that approach. I've never actually heard somebody put it like that. But now what about protein intake? How important would you say protein intake is for losing belly fat, just losing fat in general?
Protein intake, adequate protein is crucial. Among the macronutrients, it helps you preserve muscle mass. It's the most potent thereof because protein is muscle mass is protein. And this is sort of a side thing that's a little bit trivial, but protein has the highest energetic cost of processing within the body. And so, in theory, you take a diet that's 100% protein, then your body will spend about 30% of those calories just trying to process it. And so it's like, that's not necessarily the case with carbohydrate and fat. This helps from the standpoint of a weight and fat loss perspective. It doesn't have to be a tough thing to try to accomplish either. I mean, on the low end, if you consume 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight, which is 0.7 grams per pound of body weight, then you are at an adequate starting point.
And the last question I had is, what about visceral fat? Are there any kinds of foods that promote the storage of visceral fat? And are there foods that people can eat to avoid gaining that?
Yeah, man, that is a great question. And researchers have been fighting over the answer to this question for a really long time. Okay, so the overarching answer that covers a lot of things is that if you're losing fat, or if you're getting lean, there's really no concern about visceral fat. Because if you're losing overall fat, then visceral fat is diminishing as well. It's not like that's gonna hold steady, Principle number 2 is that visceral fat is mainly a concern for people who are gaining fat. And there's actually a study by Rosquist and colleagues where they compared what types of dietary fat most influence visceral fat. They compared a polyunsaturated fat source with a saturated fat source. It was a hypercaloric experiment, where the subjects were eating more calories, and the saturated fat-rich diet, that resulted in greater visceral fat accumulation than the polyunsaturated fat-rich diet.